Welcome to day 2 of a Sage Moment. This is my low-carb dinner. Since today is Valentine's Day, I'm doing my family's favorite, which is roasted corn and black bean salad. And instead of a surf and turf, I'm going to do a little bit of maybe a farm and sea with it. Instead, we're having chicken wings and shrimp that have a nice Thai dressing. I know that's an odd combination to go with the roasted corn and black bean salad, but the salad is just delicious no matter what you do to it. So, over here I'm going to start making the dressing. In here I've got a tablespoon, or half a tablespoon of sea salt, and a quarter teaspoon of cumin. And I'm going to add to that 3 tablespoons of lime juice, which is actually about 1 lime. And I do prefer the fresh lime juice as opposed to the bottled. Of course, I prefer fresh garlic as opposed to the jarred, but I'm going to be using that later too, so I guess we all choose our battles here. But lime juice just does seem to taste a lot better when it's freshly done. And so we'll add that in here. And that means that the corn is done, but I'll get to that in just a second. And now we're going to add 1½ tablespoons of oil. There's 1. And 1/2 tablespoons of oil. And 1 tablespoon of cider vinegar. We put the lid on this and shake it. I'm going to set that aside until we're done with the rest of it. Okay, so for the rest of this recipe, what we need now is cilantro, which I'm putting in my chopper. You can use a food processor as well. But I packed it, you can see, very full. This has the entire package of cilantro or fresh coriander, whichever you prefer to call it. And now we just sort of get out a little frustration in the kitchen. You want to chop this up fairly small. Sprinkle it into here. I'm going to chop again, a few of those things into it. And then in order to get out the rest of this, I'm going to add a red pepper. Into the chopper. And there again, my measurements are not very exact. This is 1 whole red pepper. Get that nice and minced. I'll do another red pepper, or another half of the whole. And then I'm going to chop the purple onion, and I'm going to dice tomato. One piece didn't get chopped, so we put it back in. Okay, here we go with our purple onion. Put the whole thing in. Now the onion you want fairly small. I can only imagine how loud that comes across. Okay, that's it for the food chopper. Set that aside and we'll add our tomato. preferable to use Roma tomatoes in this recipe, but my store did not have Roma tomatoes, so I picked a beefsteak. And I'm not going to bother to get rid of the juices with it. I'm just going to use that as part of the dressing for the salad itself. Okay, and then we add. Okay, now I'm cutting up the avocado. I've added the tomatoes and 2 cans of rinsed black beans. And the way that I do this is I just take one of these types of knives and I sort of cut down, not all the way through, and make cross cuts. I don't worry about it being too even. And I just sort of peel it right out of the shell, just like that. Comes out very easily. These are Haas avocados, which are the nice dark ones. They're delicious. Always ripe. Okay. Now we're going to come over here and add the roasted corn. To roast the corn, I took one 16-ounce package of corn. I put it in my stoneware pan. I put it in the oven at 450 for 8 minutes until all the water evaporated. I took it out and sprinkled a little kosher salt on there and some olive oil, stirred it up and put it in for another 10 minutes. That's how you get roasted corn. I hate it when it spills over the sides. You lose all those little bits of corn under the bottom of your stove. Okay. We come back over here. Give our dressing one last little shake. This has the lime juice that will keep the avocados nice and green. Pour this over the top and stir. And there you have roasted corn and black bean salad. And here we have a lovely Valentine's Day dinner for 4 with roasted corn and black bean salad, chicken wings, Thai shrimp, and nacho chips. A very happy me and a very happy family. Thanks. See you tomorrow.